Morning, everyone. How you doing? It's TJ with Roller Skate Universe here with another product overview slash review video. This one's actually more of an overview because I haven't gotten the chance to actually skate the product. As you know, if you watched enough of my videos, you already know what I like to do is I like to share a lot of the stuff that comes across the bench that I'm building for customers when they bring me skates. So even if I don't get to skate it, I like to share the products and stuff that come in, whether I've had them or not. But this is the one that I have had before a long time ago, and this one is the Snyder Super Deluxe plate, a very old school, long term staple of roller skating culture, I guess you could say. These things are definitely tanks, but we're gonna go ahead and get started in just one second. If you've seen my most recent video before this, I did the Sure Grip Classic, which is basically loosely based on this, and vice versa. Uh, you have a 7000 series aluminum base plate, and then of course the hangers on here are actually drop forged instead of cast. They are riveted, but Snyder actually uses their own rivets for these. And the cool thing about the Snyder rivets is they're actually a lot more robust than uh, than the Sure Grip ones. I think they may be made out of a different material, probably a high strength steel or maybe even titanium, um, which I don't doubt. Snyder was doing a lot of stuff with titanium for the longest time. These jump bars are actually titanium. That's why there's that dull gray color to them. You can't really polish that up per se. But yeah, this jump bar is titanium. And why is that titanium? It's not just for the strength, but also it's because this thing weighs a ton. Okay, this thing is very heavy. You have this thing available in two different configurations. You can get it with a toe stop, and it is offset. You see how this toe stop boss is way over here. It's offset, so when this is on the boot where it's supposed to be, this is still actually centered where it's supposed to be. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and get some light in here because I see that it's a little bit dark. All right. All right. Let's see. That's better. All right. So let's see. It's 7,000 series aluminum base plate, just like the classics. Again, the classics by many were considered to be the poor man's Snyder. It would do everything and handle the same way as the Super Deluxe. The Super Deluxe is purportedly a 10-degree plate. I've heard 15, but the advantage is a 15. And yeah, no, this isn't not a 15, but then I've heard people say that it is. I don't know. It just depends on who's you're asking, but honestly, this is a 10-degree. Let's be fair. Snyder live rubber cushions, which is what the classic actually uses as well, and some of those other plates from Sure Grip will actually use the Snyder live rubber cushions. The thing about the live rubber cushions, as opposed to the urethane cushions we've all come to know and love, is that they take a set. And what that means is when you edge on them and they turn, they actually conform and take that shape until you step on them again and then they'll reset. As opposed to a urethane cushion, which actually will just snap back and reset as soon as you take your weight off of it. So, things to consider about that. But that's also why the artistic community loved those for so long. And even nowadays, a lot of the skaters that grew up using live rubber cushions, whether they were on these or on the Atlas plates, which one day we will get to talking about, um, they kind of switch back to rubber cushions if they're available, especially on the roll lines. You do have rubber suspensions available for those. That way, you can get that live rubber feel from a roll line plate, which actually simulates the Atlas plates from before. I remember with the Atlas plates, what they did is they actually offered urethane cushions for them, and the skaters, a lot of the skaters actually didn't like them, and they just go right back to the live rubber. So pick your poison. Adjustable pivots. This uses the same pivot ball, same stock number and everything as the Sure Grip Classic. As a matter of fact, side by side, there's really not too much to distinguish this from the Classic, except for these huge jam nuts right here. The ride height on these is actually pretty tall, but I got to tell you, this thing it's got some serious weight to it. We're actually going to go ahead and weigh this out pretty quick here too. It is a standard kingpin setup instead of the reverse. I know you probably can't see this, but these really cool Allen screws right here that are actually embossed with the Snyder Skate logo around them. It's really cool. Titanium bits. Snyder used to offer light versions and everything else that had titanium parts like everywhere. Titanium axles, obviously titanium jump bars, uh, titanium kingpins, and again, it's nowadays titanium is not really that great of a component because instead of flexing or outright bending, it just snaps. So you can go from skating and just pouring it all out on the floor to outright just falling down and causing yourself to have a really really bad accident. You know, these plates here, a jewelry grade finish, just like those Snyder Classics. It is a jewelry grade finish, as I like to call it. You can see yourself in them, which is really cool, and that's any Snyder. Um, but we're going to go ahead and get some weight on it. These hangers, by the way, are drop forged, and something really cool about Snyder's is every Snyder plate made, okay, since I believe the acquisition by Sure Grip actually has a serial number on it. So if somebody steals your stuff, um, you can you can get your stuff back. Also, another thing that's really cool, and I implore any, and I mean anybody, to oh, they don't have one in here. Well, we'll just go ahead and talk about it anyways. I implore any plate maker to actually follow through with this. Is that you can register these with the company, and they actually have a size exchange program, and at last I knew, where you could go up or down a size to allow for growth and everything like that, and also the lifetime warranty on the whole skate. So really good value there. These come with hardened steel axles. They're some of the toughest axles in the business. 7 millimeter. I don't know if they're available with 8 millimeter. Last I knew there wasn't. But there are a lot of backdoor, skate genies that can outfit them with 8 millimeter axles. I don't know why you'd want them. Their 7 millimeter axles are really, really robust. Let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and weigh this thing out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit up our handy dandy scale right here. All right, let's see here. I got it set to grams, and you know the rules. 3 measurements, okay? Woo! 720 grams. Let's see if we get the same one. 718. 720. We're just going to say they're 720 grams. That is freaking heavy. And now, part of that is because this base plate, unlike the classics, this base plate is super, super, super thick. This is almost 4 millimeters thick right here. You'd probably cut about 60 grams off if you bought the NTS one, but it's whatever. They come with these. Their signature. They make their own stoppers. These ones come with the big ones. A lot of the dance skaters, they swear by these. They're super duper long lasting. Uh, of course, American Thread, because go America. Uh, Adjustable pivots. I think I covered that one already. If you haven't already, if you have a plate with adjustable pivots, go check out my channel. I do have a video on how to adjust the pivots. That way you can actually um, adjust them correctly so you don't break a kingpin. And you also increase your handling out of them, no matter whether it's a 45 or it's a 10 degree or even a, a 5 degree. I don't know if it's got adjustable pivots. You want to be able to know how to adjust them. I have a video on how to adjust them. Um, let's see this odd screw. I don't know. I guess that's an additional screw for the front hanger. Um, I mean, it's very overbuilt. Now, again, the cost of admission for Snyder's, you get what you pay for. Everything they make is just fantastic, but you're gonna pay for it. Everything they have, super super pricey, like 350 and up. Um, but it is definitely worth it. There's something to be said about how stable they are. Really, it's very secure. You know that when you buy something like this, it's going to outlive you. And the proof of that is that if you go to eBay right now, you're going to and just search up Snyder Super Deluxe or Snyder Deluxe. Just go in there and type that in. You're going to find these things everywhere. And right now, they're going for cheap. You can find them for as little as right now. At the time of this, at the time of this video, I just checked out eBay about 20 minutes ago, and there was a set up there, just the plates along with wheels and bearings, and they were like $82. Yeah, you can find. I had friends that bought old Rydell artistic setups that were probably about 40, 50 years old, and they had Snyder Super Deluxes on them. And they wound up getting them from thrift stores for like $30. It's a really good plate. Also, another thing to be said about them, this plate has been around forever. This plate has probably been around since about the 50s. And the older ones, if you hear a lot of older guys talk about the Douglas Snyder plates, well, his name wasn't Douglas Snyder, it was Charles Snyder. And he made the plates out of Ohio, but he had a partner, and his last name was Douglas. So it's actually a hyphenated name for a partnership. Um, just like Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson wasn't one guy, it was two people. So if you see some Douglas Snyder, it's Douglas dash Snyder. It's hyphenated. It's the efforts of two different people. But I used to actually skate for his grandson, David Ripp, out of Ohio a long time ago. And he's actually the distributor for Roll-Line in the U.S. now. Um, uh, Mr. Snyder himself had actually passed away quite a while ago, I believe. And yeah, there's a lot of history with the brand. This used to be the symbol of all out ingenuity and just championship, winning. That's seriously. They say that this their motto is the choice of champions. There have probably been more competitions of almost every type won at least in America on Snyder than any other skate brand. And it's going to take, if not a decade, a few decades for the other companies to be able to catch up with the lineage. I mean, it started out in this guy's basement in Ohio. I remember Mr. Rip had told me about how he used to wake up and go down in the basement, and his father was sitting there machining all these plates in the basement, or in the garage. And I mean, it's a classic American story of coming up, and just starting from nothing and building a legacy. So Really, really cool. Um, Titanium jump bar. Um, if you like what you see, please share, subscribe, all that. I just wanted to share this with everyone because honestly, these don't sell like they used to. I mean, they're plentiful, they're everywhere. You can find used ones like anywhere. But I don't get a lot of brand new ones. In fact, this is the first brand new out of the box one I've personally had my hands on in about 15 years. And they're really nice, honestly. It's just a really, really nice plate. When you buy this, you know that you're buying something that's going to last indefinitely. I mean, indefinitely. They're just so overbuilt. They're built to withstand ridiculous amounts of abuse. But this is TJ with Roller Skate Universe. Hopefully, everybody found something in here useful to make an informed decision when purchasing skates and equipment. Go check out my channel for other content. I got tons more coming up. This is actually getting mounted to a custom jack with a leather sole. So y'all take it easy. Check me out on Instagram at its.tj.forreal to check out some of the builds that I'm doing for customers. This is actually going out to Megan Braun over at Skateland West in San Antonio, Texas. This is TJ with Roller Skate Universe. Happy skating.